Alright guys, back with another video here. Today I'm talking about Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super action figures. I'm sticking with the Tamashii Nations figures here, SH Figuarts. I do have authentic ones which are over here, and then I have a few bootlegs which are over here. And I was just going to go over it because this is something new that I've gotten into, and the first figure I got was the King Piccolo back there a couple years ago. And then I got this bootleg Goku, which he looks pretty decent for a bootleg. You know what I mean? I'm not 100% sure the differences between the different bootlegs. Like, it seems like some are really garbage. Because I also got a Tien from, this is all from AliExpress. They were bootlegs. I got him and Tien. Tien was broken in the box, fell apart, really cheap looking plastic. This one was actually not too bad. I also picked up this bootleg Bulma, which, you know, she doesn't look bad. She looks just as good as the authentic ones that I've seen. I'm not saying she's made as good because I don't have the actual authentic one. And then I just got this little guy, which is the original Goku from Dragon Ball, when you first see him in his little outfit there. And, I mean, I have some complaints. I'll go through that in a minute with that. But I got him without the box. It's the first time I got a bootleg without a box, and he just came wrapped in a plastic bag-like thing with no bubble protection or anything, with just his accessories thrown in there. So that definitely looked pretty bootlegish. But then you can see, like, this is a bootleg Gohan, which I got in the box a while back. And my whole theory with this is, if you're going to get bootlegs, just get the figures that everybody says aren't great anyways. Which is what I'm doing. I figured since this Gohan didn't get a good rep, but he doesn't look bad in the box. I mean, I'm not sure if he's going to fall apart when I get him out of here, but he doesn't look bad. He looks just like the authentic one to me. Maybe a little color variation, I'm not sure, but he looks fine. It's good enough for me to put into, you know, if I wanted to display him or something. But I haven't taken him out of the box yet, so we'll have to do that sometime. So I got that bootleg. And then I got the Krillin, which is another one I think got pretty bad a reputation. But I don't think the bootleg in the box looks too shabby. And if you see, like, you just have all the Chinese writing and stuff down here, but it still says, designed by Tamashii Nations in Japan, Bandai Spirits made in Vietnam. Which I'm hearing, when you get these, they're like, these are the Chinese version, right? That's what they say every time you get the bootleg on there. It's like, this is the Chinese version. Well, they're all from China, right? Like, this one was made in China. This one's made in China. You go over here to Dragon Ball Super, which is an authentic one, made in China. I know there's a few that are made, like this Cell is made in Vietnam, which I'm hearing is the place you don't want them from, because that's supposed to be where they're kind of a little more cheaply made or not manufactured correctly or something. But that's supposed to be an authentic SH Figuarts Tamashii Nations Cell figure. So we'll have to get him out. I'm going to do a little review. I know he's been out for a while, but we'll do a little review of him to see what it is, because it'll be the first time I actually took one of these guys, authentic ones, out of a box, so I can see what they're all about. But yeah, then you can see the other box of my first figure, which is this Goku, which I had shown at the beginning of the video. You know, made in China. It doesn't say Tamashii Nations down there, though. So, I don't know. I think they changed up the box a little bit, because they obviously make you aware, even though it says Tamashii Nations down here. There's no sticker on any of these guys. But they did get away from putting Dragon Ball. It says Tamashii Nations on the box and Bandai. But there's no sticker. So, I don't know. Is this a knockoff? Is this not a knockoff? I don't know. But obviously, you know, these ones are. They pretty much flat out tell you that when you get them. But I don't know, guys. So that's what's up with these knockoffs. We'll have to take a closer look. But I did notice, like, something I didn't like. Okay, so this Goku, like, if you look at the pegs in the hands, I'll have to take them off or something to show you. But, like, you look at the pegs in the hands on this guy. Okay. He doesn't have a peg inside where you can switch out his hands. He came with all these extra hands, extra head, the extension pole thing. And there's his tail just fell off. But his actual the hand he comes with the peg. So I don't know if I'm supposed to take like tweezers and pull that out and stick it in the other hands, because I've never seen that before. But I did notice, if you look at the Krillin, his hand that's sitting in here has a peg, but the other ones don't. So you're getting some without pegs, some with pegs already in them. I don't understand if this one's just missing the pegs in the other hands, or if I'm supposed to remove the peg that's in that. I don't know. This is what you're getting with a knockoff, though. You just don't know. Is it just a manufacturing defect? What are we looking at here? You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like off put by that. But this Goku, he has pegs in both of his hands. His accessories, I mean, not in his hands, but actually in his arm, where you can just plug the hands in, that's what makes sense. The same thing with Bulma. She just has the pegs inside of her arm that you just you just put the hands in. So I don't understand why they changed that. It seems pretty awful. But I did pay like $10 for him, $10 for her, and I think $20 for this Goku. And then these guys, I think I paid about $15 a piece for these knockoffs. So you get what you pay for. But anyways, enough about the knockoff stuff. Let me get into the other ones I have. I'm just kind of showing what I have, because this, like I said, I'm a new collector. And like I said, my philosophy with these knockoffs are, if they're already considered bad and you still kind of want them because they're the only figure of that specific scene or whatnot, why not get them? Why not get the knockoff? They'll manage up until there's something better. So that's my philosophy. Get the characters, get the figures that are not great, that they want, that you still, if you try to go buy this Gohan and the Authentic Krillin, you're still paying like $100 or more. I think the cheapest I've seen them is like $89. And I go through a lot of sites to find the best deal. So if you want to pay like $89, $90 to $100 for these figures that are considered not great, have their issues anyways, might as well just get the knockoff for $15, right? That's the way I look at it. So anyways, let's get into these other figures real quick. Okay, before I open up this cell and be my first Tamashii Nations authentic figure that I've taken out of the box, I was going to look at some of the other ones. Now there's this one. This is the first figure I've gotten from Bandai Premium, which is, I think, the best place to pre-order most of these figures. But there is 2 other sites that seem to be slightly cheaper, but you're paying shipping. Like, I think shipping's like $10 to $20 on most of these sites. I think one of them actually offers free shipping if you're over a certain amount. So if you're like me, just starting to collect, that might be the better place to go. I'll put those links to those other sites in the description. But yeah, this is the first figure I got from Premium Bandai. And I think he looks pretty good. Like, the only thing I was I thought he's kind of smaller. I guess I didn't really pay attention of what size these things are supposed to be. They just look so much bigger, I think, in the pre-order pictures and stuff that you look at. But just by looking at it without taking it out of the box even, you can tell the head sculpts and stuff are right on, look really nice. The gear looks really nice. I think this figure, rated by other people, is one of the better ones. So that's a plus. But that was the first figure, the Tallest, however we're calling him, the Tree of Might guy from the movie. My first ever figure, I don't know if you call him, I don't know, this is Piccolo Daimyo, I don't know, however you say it, but this is supposed to be what, the evil King Piccolo. He's really large, really big. I only paid like $60 for him, I think, on sale. He has the entrapment box with him and the egg that he throws up. So yeah, pretty, I think this figure was definitely worth every bit of that $60 that I paid for him, or $55, whatever it was. Just how big size he is. He just looks good. No complaints. This is still probably, if this is not my favorite figure, this is one of them. It's just such a cool figure, man. I think this is like I said, this is the first figure I got, and then I bought that Goku right there, the knockoff version of him, because I was like, why not? And I was going to do a little display with them. But yes, as you can see, a year and a half later, I still was undecided on if I was going to stick with this toy line, and still am. And then I watched the Super movie, Dragon Ball Super, and seeing that these figures were only like $35, I think, a piece. I think I bought most of them on Amazon. So I had to get them. But like I said, they're small. I think these are only like, 5-inch figures, 5-6-inch figures. Not too big. I think most of them are 5-inch. But then there's that one. And then there's the Goku. And then there's the Gohan. Now the Gohan, everybody was all like, "Oh, Gohan's the best one." I think I paid like $38 for him. He's a little bit more expensive. I don't know. Like looking at him in the box, I don't know if it's just because he's in the box and you take him out, but it looks like his neck. Like where's his neck? Like he just looks like he has no neck. You can definitely see a neck in the actual photo here, but I don't know, man. Something weird. Maybe it's just he needs to be taken out of the box. I can move his head back. Maybe his head's moved forward too much. I don't know. We'll have to see if I take him out. But that's the one thing I was thinking about that figure. Then Frieza was another good one from this line, only $35. These are like the cheaper figures you can get. But I thought Frieza looked really nice. No complaint about that. This one just came out pretty recently, which is Super Saiyan Vegeta. The Awakened Super Saiyan Blood. So there you go. It comes with them different head sculpts. Looks like a pretty cool figure. I think it looks good in the box even. You got him, and then I have another one from the Super line here, which is just regular Vegeta. I mean, he looks alright. I feel like the skin, I don't know, maybe it's alright. It could just be the lighting and everything else too. But, yeah, so that's the Super figures. And I did get this guy, like this is an older figure that came out, I think I got it from the Big Bad Toy Store. It just popped up for an order or something. I guess they had some left over. And it was like $120 I think I paid for this. So you can tell I got it late in because I think it came out, it was only $60. So yeah, Big Bag Toy Store is going to charge you double or triple what it's actually comes out as. Like even if you go on there and you look at the premium Bandai stuff when it comes out, if you go to the premium Bandai site, you'll get it for about half the price of what Big Bad Toy Store is putting it up for. Same thing, Entertainment Earth, if they get it, they do the same thing. They jump it up about 50% what you're going to get it on premium Bandai for. Don't understand why. Shipping on premium Bandai is only $10 for me for anything. Doesn't matter what it is, what size it is, you know, so I don't know. But yeah, so if this figure was like $60 when it came out, it was like $70 with shipping on premium Bandai. And yeah, so there's Yamcha. That's actually, he's probably the most expensive because the other one, I think he was like $75 for that Tulse or Turles or whatever we're calling him. And then this guy was probably my second most expensive, which is Frieza's second form. I also pre-ordered this from Premium Bandai and also pre-ordered the third form. So I'll have that whenever it's released. But this is another figure I thought looked really good. The face, I think people mentioned the color on the face is off. Can't really see too well in the box. But yeah, I really like this figure. Looks really cool. So yeah, I think this one and that Piccolo one, they're just, because I think the size, I think that makes a big difference. Like when you're just, especially I see a lot of people reviewing this, and usually the larger figures are the ones everybody's like, oh, this is a really nice figure, you know. And I think it's just because you can put more details in it. It just feels like you're actually not getting ripped off. I think I paid $90 on the pre-order for this plus $10 shipping, so it was probably $100. But if you look at that and then you look at Yamcha, you know, you're like, okay, you get this big old thing for, you know, $100 with shipping, and then I'm paying, you know, $125, $130 for this Yamcha, which I don't know. I think you can see what the better deal is. Let's go to Premium Bandai. And, yeah, it's just so much, I don't know, just so much better, I think. Figures, these larger figures look so much better, man. But anyways, enough of me talking about these. Those are all the ones I have. Okay, so you can tell I'm a new collector. I don't have a whole lot. But I did pre-order a few more. I also ordered, I think, the knockoff androids and a knockoff Ginyu Force. So maybe I'll do a review of them. I think one of them was called Demonical or Demonic Fit. I think that might be like a third-party company that's making some of these figures, which look pretty good. The Captain Ginyu I ordered looked pretty decent. So I'm kind of excited about getting that. It costs a little bit more. You know, it's like $30. but compared with you know, what is it, like 70 or 80 bucks, the Tamashii Nations version. But anyways, let's get into this cell, guys. Enough of me talking, blabbing on, blah blah blah, and let's see what this guy's all about. All right, guys, so here he is, cell first form out of the box. Looking a bit skeptical here, but it's not as bad as it looks. It does seem to get put together quite well and quite easily. My biggest problem, like here, this is the head part where the head armor and the face attach. Now, this was hard to get off the figure, so I was like, well, you know, after I finally got it off, because it was on there pretty good, which is not a bad thing. It just means that you know, it's not real cheap where it's just gonna fall right off. But yeah, you'd want to put the face on first, right here, for anybody, this is the first time, or for anybody else. And then this part right here, you just shove in right here and attach it to the bottom. There you go, you got the head. Simple. Okay, but the hardest thing for me was trying to get this off, because it comes with a spare face and a spare head armor, but no, you don't get an extra head, back part of the head here, so that's the only piece that you get. So I'm like, how's this come off? So I'm sitting here pulling this, pulling that. I went down here and just pushed up on the bottom right here, and it pops right off. So that wasn't too bad. Okay, so to attach the rest of this, what you're going to want to do is take the upper torso. I took the wings off because they were getting in the way, messing up the whole thing. But you're going to put this on here like this, and then just stick the headpiece in here, and you're going to push. You're going to see it come out the bottom here. You're just going to want to attach it. There you go. Good as new. No problems. This bottom part also pops off, as you can see. And you'll just do the same thing. I'll put it on correctly. Put that in there like that. And just pop it on there with the leg. We're just losing everything. All the pieces coming off. But the leg will just pop right back on. Hopefully. It's on. There we go. I think we knocked off one of the armor pieces up here. I don't know where that went. It's a mystery. Oh, I went behind the camera here. Okay, so there's a little hole there too. I'm assuming we can just slide this back in there, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it's going to be more difficult than we think. Okay, so yeah, I got this back on. It was a bit difficult, but it is attached to this little thing in there. You just got to get it in there just right. But yeah, these come right off. They actually stay on pretty good once you get them on there, so that's no complaint. But it was kind of a pain getting this back on, which is why I had to stop the video there for a minute to get in there. But then we got the wings, which is going to be another thing I hope it's not going to be painful to get on. But it's got this little thing at the top here. We should just be able to click them right in. Let's hope. Okay, maybe not. Okay, the wings should be good. There we go. Okay. That's pretty cool. Tail seems to be work pretty well. And it's staying on there. Let's see if he'll stand. Will he stand with his tail and his wings out? Maybe, maybe not. He wants to. He wants to stand there. So there, that's what we got there. I mean, well, he fell over. Let's put his wings down. Give him a little bit more balance, maybe. His arms. Okay. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's not definitely not a bad figure. I'm having all kinds of difficulties pulling pieces off, putting pieces back on, but they stay together all right. The only time it looked like when I had to apply too much pressure, I'm pulling off, half the torso and everything else to get the tail on there, but it clicks in there. It's sturdy. It stays on. I can't really complain about that. It feels like it's actually put together quite well, even though it may not appear that way in the video since everything's popping off on me. But, yeah. The wings, you can't really pull out any further than where they're at, but they can go up until you knock them off. So they go up about that far before you pull off anything. Let's just take off this one. The tail, if the wings are not in the way, you can probably do all kinds of stuff with the tail. Swivel it around like that. This part, get it like that. So tail's pretty sturdy. It took a little pressure to get it in there and to click, at least on my figure, but it's good. Like I said, I explained how everything pops off, the legs pop off, everything. But he's sturdy. You're going to get him in just about every pose. That is the biggest pain to get back on. So that's going to be annoying if you're having to constantly mess with that. Because I feel like I had to sit here for like a minute off video to get that back on the last time, but it went right back on that time. I don't know. But yeah, guys, I don't know. I don't really have a complaint. You can do whatever you want on this figure. Look how far back that leg goes, that knee bend. Nice. But you look up that far, look up that down. Of course, you're gonna be able to go side to side. A little creaky noise going doing that though. This thing hopefully doesn't pop off again. But yeah, I can't complain. I'm actually quite surprised that this is so well built. I'll have to, like, when I get some of those knockoffs that are about similar size, I only got the small ones. I got the little Bulma and the Gokus, so they're not real big, and that little Krillin. But when I get a similar, if I can find a knockoff cell, which I don't think they have first form knockoff cells. I think they have perfect form knockoff cells. But if I can find a knockoff of this figure or another one that I'm going to look at, I'll get them and compare them. But yeah, I'm very happy with this figure. I think it's decent. As you can see in the video, I had some problems knocking stuff off, but it seems like it's well put together. You apply some pressure, yeah, stuff's going to come off, but you're not going to be, unless you're actually a kid and you're playing with these, I don't think you're going to have to worry about losing anything or breaking anything, because it's real sturdy. So everything pops off, put it right back on, no problems. Yeah. I'm very surprised, very, very pleased. There it went again. So yeah, for this, you're just going to have to watch. I put it up that far and it rubbed off here and knocked it right off. But it's pretty well put together, guys. I'm not going to complain. The tail, I'm very surprised. It's just, seems it's very, it ain't popping off the back, flexible. You can move this wherever you want. That's really cool. Like the legs, you got so much you can do here with the ankle of the foot. Like I said, the knees already. Do some kicks. Anyway, his leg fell off. So yeah, if you're going to try to go forward, you're only going to be able to get it out about that far before the leg pops off. But you can go out the side, but forward, you ain't going to be able to make it go higher than this. Alrighty, crisis averted. We got him back together. His legs on there, his wings are on there, his tail, his torso. But yeah, I could see somebody getting kind of frustrated messing with this figure. I don't know if all of them are like that. Like I said, this is the first Dragon Ball figure that I've taken apart other than the knockoffs. And this is actually well built, man. I don't have no complaints about it. It doesn't bother me at all. You can put everything back together pretty easily. There's a really nice articulation. This tail is kind of heavy, so it does pull him down. You're going to have him displayed just right, have his legs just right to be able to support the tail, because it is heavy, especially if you have it going upward. But yeah, it's manageable. You can do it. Plus, it comes, like I said, it comes with the alternate tail. I don't even think I looked at all this stuff, but it comes with this tail attachment as well. It's kind of blurry. There we go. And then it comes with a couple different faces. There's an open mouth face. And there's this face. And then there's that. So those are the different faces. Having a problem trying to keep that. But he comes with a lot of different hands. I'm not going to go over each individually, but I'll just show him what he has. Some open hands, some palm hands, some grabby looking hands. So you can set him up with all his little energy beams and all his little displays and stuff with the hands that you want. A lot of hands to go by. So that's pretty cool. And then you got the extra spare, I don't know if you want to call this head armor or part of his head that you can replace. I think it's about the same as the one that's on there. I don't really know the difference. But that's basically everything it comes with. And I don't know, guys. I'm actually quite pleased with it. I did have a little hard time there with pieces, like I said, falling off, but they go right back on. They look great. You can put them in just about every pose I think you'd imagine that you could want. Yeah, so absolutely no complaints. I did enjoy this figure very much. I hope the other figures are like that. Maybe less coming apart on me, but you know.